mosque in Maiduguri, Borno State, Nigeria, during evening prayers on Wednesday, killing at least 5 people and injuring 35 others. Witnesses have described chaos as victims were rushed for medical care. Authorities suspect a suicide bombing after finding fragments of a vest at the scene, and police are checking the nearby market for additional explosives. No group has claimed responsibility, but Boko Haram and ISIL's local offshoot Islamic State West Africa province are known for similar attacks. Maiduguri has been relatively calm in recent years, but the wider conflict in northeastern Nigeria has killed over 40,000 people and displaced around 2 million since 2009. Security concerns remain as armed groups continue to operate in the region. Now for this discussion, we welcome Professor Rohan Gunratna. He's a professor of international affairs expert, joins us live from Singapore. Thank you very much, Professor, for joining us again. Good to see you. Now looking at this, what more can you tell us about this explosion in Nigeria?
Asuma, what we have seen is that there are two threat groups operating in the Borno state and also in the neighboring countries of Mali, Niger, Chad, and Mauritania. One is called Boko Haram, as you rightly said, and the second group is called ISWA, Islamic State West Africa Province, which is a breakaway of Boko Haram. So it is very likely that one of these two groups are responsible for this attack on the mosque, because what we have seen is that these two groups do not accept the type of Islam that is being practiced in the Borno state, which is a very traditional form of Islam. What ISWA and Boko Haram wants to do is to introduce the ISIS version of Islam, which is a very extreme version of Islam that advocates Sharia law. So what we are witnessing at this point in Nigeria is frequent attacks by these groups, but this particular attack has received very significant attention because the attack was conducted inside a mosque. So these attacks will continue until and unless Nigeria works very closely with the neighboring countries, Niger, Chad, Mali, Mauritania, to fight the threat of extremism that has now taken root in West Africa province and is threatening not just one country but a number of countries.
Yes, thank you for laying it out all for us. And Professor, if I may ask, why would they, if they are also this suicide bomber could be from a Muslim group, why are they attacking their own religious site?
Within Islam, there are many differences. The most moderate form of Islam is called Sufism, that is local and traditional Islam. But unfortunately, from the Middle East, Africa has been infested and infected by the Salafi jihadi variety of Islam. And this type of Islam is very intolerant. And this form of Islam has divided the communities and created a huge conflict. Originally, this form of Islam, the extreme form of Islam, emerged in Egypt by the Muslim Brotherhood. So it's about 100 years old, but it became more extreme after Al-Qaeda and ISIS started to embrace and guide, and in that they attack not only non-Muslims but attack fellow Muslims who are not so extreme like ISIS or Al-Qaeda. So the attack in the mosque is certainly by one of the two groups, Boko Haram or ISWA, but against mainstream or moderate Muslims. Most Nigerians are very moderate, very tolerant, like all Muslims in the world, but these extreme forms of Islam should be tackled very effectively. But it has unfortunately not been tackled because Muslim leaders have been very reluctant to criticize and condemn ISIS, Al-Qaeda, Muslim Brotherhood, and all these extreme and radical forms of Islam. That should be their hope and wish for 2026.
Yes, thank you for highlighting that and sharing that insight with us, Professor. Please stay with us as we come back to you for our next discussion.